wrestling buddies want to be your buddies.
What's going on?
Hey, buddy. Buddy!
You got me mad now.
Welcome, everybody, no matter where you're listening or where you're watching. This is the Wrestling Compadres Slamcast right here on AfterBuzz TV on Podcast One on iTunes, over your mama house, wherever you're listening. We appreciate you. It's a big day. It's a big day for us because not only do we have a full squad, we got someone on the line, and we have Alex Riley once again back on the show for the first time in 2016, and we all love Alex Riley.
Much love.
Sweet. I can't wait to talk to him.
It's going to be great. And also, this Sunday is WWE Fastlane, which officially makes this edition of the Compadres the...
Go home! That's your home! Are you too good for your home?
It's the Go Home Slamcast, y'all, which means... We got work to do. Let's get to the intros. We are at Wrestling Buds on Twitter. We are Facebook.com/WrestlingBuds. Also, guys, go to our iTunes page. We have not had a lot of rates, a lot of reviews lately, and we need your help. Spend the 30 seconds. Go there. Write something cool. Whatever you want to say. We don't care. Say that Scott's all legs like I do. Whatever it is, just rate us 5 stars. We will appreciate you.
They're draped all over your lap right now.
Oh, get on the couch, Scotty. Go on the couch right now.
I'm sending my legs over there right now.
Good. Get your legs over there. All right, let's get to the intros. I'm at Jake Quasto on Twitter. That man right there, he is from Houston, Texas. He's the pride of TCU. He's a Horned Frog. Find him on Twitter at CRice17. He's Chuck Rice.
He's a man.
All right.
What's going on, Johnny?
Mr. Oscar.
Mr. Oscar, yeah. So, won't be here for the next 2 weeks.
Why they call you that?
Won't be here for the next 2 weeks after that. Working the Oscars.
He's working the Oscars.
Yeah.
Do they give you a free tux?
No, but apparently I'm going to get a cool little hoodie, so, you know.
A hoodie's not bad. Do you wear the hoodie for the show, or do you wear like a hoodie? Do you have to dress for a tux? Do you have to dress up nice?
I hope not.
Well, I don't know. If you're working at the show, right?
Are you an Oscar polisher?
You should wear an Oscar.
You know
They
what?
give you a hoodie? Are you working as a professional stalker? I don't understand that.
Well, I mean, that helps.
Hey, you know, it's going to be fun, though.
I bet it will be
fun.
Well, good deal. The gentleman next to you, sitting in the Sting shirt, he's the host of the Curtain Jerks podcast as well as the 16 Bits podcast. Find him on Twitter at Curtain Jerks. He's Scott Narver.
Scott Narver, he's Scott Narver. Curtain Jerk Compadre, he's always there to save the day. Scott Narver, he's Scott Narver.
Well, thank you to Jimmy Hart of the Gentrys for that.
Oh, come
right
on.
there.
That's not a Jimmy Hart tune.
That is a Jimmy Hart tune.
It is not.
He tried to get the Gentrys for that, and they didn't want any part of it, so it was just a solo song.
Are you trying to tell me the same man that wrote such amazing theme songs as the fabulous Rougeau brothers penned that tune?
He originally penned it for the Yeti.
Yeah.
So it was Yeti, but it's, you know, Yeti didn't want it. He said it made things awkward.
Wow.
Yeah.
I never knew. That's amazing. We have a special guest in studio. He's a frequent friend of the show. He is proud to be part of the B team, as he likes to say.
Marquee Extreme?
He is he's not here. I try to get him to show up. They don't know each other.
That guy's travel fee's way too much.
Yeah, I know, and he really causes a lot of issues. But this man here, he is the man behind the Chris Pratt and Shane Hartline show every single month at iOS. He also just filmed his own feature film called The Slewag. Damn it!
Roman Reigns says.
Oh, I said it wrong. He's gonna. That's what it is. You can find him on Twitter at Shane Hartline. He's Shane Hartline.
Kabuki!
That's all I get.
I'm sorry. Do you want a bigger intro?
What is his 6th appearance?
Yeah. I think you should get a polished Oscar by now.
B team in the house.
Oh man!
Next time, maybe Wolfpack music.
Okay.
I'm just saying, I've been here quite a bit.
I'm sorry.
Johnny LaQuasto.
I'm sorry.
And I think maybe I deserve some music next time.
I'm sorry. I will give you. I didn't know you wanted music, and I apologize. I had a lot to do.
I was really excited.
Yeah.
I was staring at the keyboard. Nothing but a sound bite was pushed. That's all I am to you. I'm just a sound bite.
No, you're not just a sound bite.
I'm just a sound bite.
You're so
Johnny.
much more than a sound bite.
Okay.
Don't lie to him, Johnny.
It's all right.
You're also a JPEG.
Moving forward. I'm also a JPEG. I get it.
This.
Moving forward. Well, you want to talk about my movie?
We're gonna
you talk about my movie or something?
We're gonna play some stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, really? What are we gonna play?
I don't know, but let me bring our next person in.
Okay, go ahead.
If you want to stand down for a minute.
Stand down. Got it.
He is coming to us from Washington, D.C. He is the host of Dishing on Movies on the YouTubes. He is always Vest for Business. Find him on Twitter at TheWalkingDale. You know he Dale Rutledge.
I got a puppet.
I got a puppy?
Bad news.
Hello, sir. It's pandemonium in the studio.
If Shane gets a new song, I want a remix or some kind of outrageous number to follow up because
He's working the Kevin Nash.
He's just V team. He's just V team. So
And Whiskey and a Puppy No More.
and Whiskey's not a puppy.
Well.
He's neither a puppet or a puppy. He's oddly though maybe a mix of a Muppet and a puppy, which could be a puppet. So.
I'd also like a new theme song written by someone different each week.
Look at all these demands happening. Look what I did.
I can't-
I came in like a poison, and now everybody's making these big demands.
Oh, jeez. And now everything is out of control
I
here
just
right
pulled
now.
a Kevin Nash.
Yeah, you did.
Change the game.
Ay, ay, ay. Dale, how you doing?
I'm doing great, fellas. It's actually pretty nice in D.C. today. It's like 50-something degrees, no snow, no rain, and really all I want to do is see Deadpool, so I guess either way the weather doesn't make a difference.
It's fantastic.
You're a DC guy. You can't do that.
I'm a DC guy. I saw
Well-
Deadpool. I liked it.
I am
Loved
even, my friend. I am an even
Yeah, Dale like everything.
fair lover of all superheroes.
I can't believe I saw it before you. That's surprising.
Well, I just had a busy weekend. I had to do a lot of editing, so as soon as I'm done working, I am absolutely a Deadpool. But until then, I'll just soak it.
That's right. You got a busy day. You got an episode you got to get up, huh?
Yeah, put a new episode up. We're on Tipsy Bartender's channel tonight. If you're listening today, which makes no sense.
Sure.
New episode with Tipsy Bartender, so we have a new episode to go along with it. So I'm very excited.
So the Tipsy Bartender is a guy who has a massive following. He basically he's a bartender who hangs out with beautiful women. And
All right.
Is that kind of what he does?
Exactly. That's pretty much what he does. He just makes new alcoholic drinks with hot chicks all the time. But then, for some reason, he asked Dishing on Movies to come on over and make a recipe. He's doing more recipe stuff this time, so he asked us to be part of it. So we're totally stoked.
Well, hell yeah, man. You got work to do.
We got work to do.
You know? Good for
Amen,
you.
brother.
Good for you, man. Well, let's get a couple announcements out of the way. First off, the blood drive was amazing. It was a huge success. You two both have less blood in you now. Thank you, Scott and Chuck.
About time I do.
Round
I
of applause
lost
for both
blood
of you.
on Saturday, but I didn't come to the blood drive.
Well, you were what?
Moving
That's
forward.
a B team move too.
Yeah.
All right. You know what?
Wolfpack.
Rutledge.
Apparently, I have Iron Man style blood because
Why is
they
that?
told me I could have given like 2 or 3 bags with how much iron was in my blood.
You could have went with a double, huh?
Yeah. could've
Okay,
been a
well,
double.
hey, it's good to know.
I'm going to show up to the next show with a vest and be New Dale.
Ooh, I love that.
Dale rocks. New
And
Dale
double
rocks.
blood.
I will so hit the Wolfpack theme for you if you pull that off. How
got
do you
it.
feel after giving blood, buddy?
I felt good. I felt like I did something.
You did. And it was an amazing turnout, and the movement just keeps growing, and I can't thank everyone enough. Even those of you listeners who promoted for us, even though you don't live in LA, I really appreciate you because the more the word gets out, we can't thank you enough, so
And
that's
you
pretty
can
awesome.
still give blood where you live.
Absolutely, doesn't matter where
There's
you
children
are.
there too.
Doesn't matter where you
Hey,
are.
it was cool. I met Dane Cook there too.
Dane came out.
Dane
yeah.
Cook showed up?
He
That's
did.
cool.
He came out and visited some kids and everything, which is really nice of him to do. And
Yeah, he took my blood.
The guy that was taking all the blood in there, he was funny as hell.
Renee, he's
Oh,
great.
he was hilarious.
Renee and Roger, they're my boys, man. They're the people.
He needs to be doing stand up, Johnny.
Everyone said, I know. The people at the Blood Donor Center, they work tirelessly and they're amazing. And then the next day, we had a fantastic taping for Championship Wrestling. We had 8 matches, honest to God. 1 through 8, they were all so fun to call. They were all different. They all had really fun outcomes. And please be watching. All right, if you could watch in LA, great. If not, just go to CWF Hollywood on Twitter and find out how to watch it because I'm really proud of how it came out, and it was super fun to sit there and call those matches. So, with that said, guys,
Wait, that's not all. There was something else that happened.
what happened?
You did a show.
When, last week?
Yeah.
Oh, that you went to?
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
The Irvine Improv.
Oh, I got to open it for Mick Foley.
Oh,
Did you really?
Deal. No big
I
deal,
did.
Johnny.
That's awesome.
My brain is so tired. Yeah, I got to open last Thursday, and then it was a 2-man show. I did
cool,
20
man.
minutes up front. Mick went up and did his thing, and then I actually joined him on stage for a little skit at the end.
I would have taken a photo if they weren't so adamant about no photography
picture.
whatsoever.
Yeah.
I saw some fans took some, but I was like, I don't want to get tossed out.
Totally.
Because I would have just been screaming your name the whole time.
Yeah.
Look who else told me to take a photo.
Yeah.
But you crushed it. It was awesome.
Oh, thanks.
Congrats.
It was very interesting. A wrestling comedy crowd is odd because they're not
You don't say.
Well, they're not a regular comedy crowd. So they were very polite. They weren't rowdy. But then once I got to do wrestling material that I'd never get a chance to do, and they loved it. And then after that, I pretty much had them. But it was work, but it was really fun. And
Can you tell us one of your wrestling comedy jokes?
I talked about how as a kid remember the little safety disclaimer that would come on before Wrestling Challenge, the following stunts are performed. I said that was kind of like our national anthem as kids, and you would listen to that safety disclaimer, then for the next 2 hours you would just beat the living hell out of each other. And like to me, any person's ottoman was like my Spanish announce table. Like I was going to destroy it. That's kind of what like it was getting an elbow drop. That's pretty much what it was. But it was really fun. And Mick
An ottoman Chuck sits at the end of a chair.
It's a
It's where you
little
put
guy.
your feet up on.
Yeah, it's like a it's fun. It's a fun piece of furniture.
You're welcome.
But yeah, Mick was great.
Fun piece of furniture.
It's a fun. I love ottomans.
Man, so
Who
much
doesn't?
fun.
Dale, you love ottomans, don't you?
Oh yeah, Ottomans, all the rage, all the rage.
Yeah,
Ottomans on
Ottoman's
movies
so
coming
hot
this
right now.
September.
Ottoman
on YouTube.
It's the only piece of furniture I could probably afford. I love ottomans.
It's a bed. It's a place to put your feet.
Yeah,
That's a cat palace.
Johnny's kitchen table.
it's my kitchen table. You can do elbow drops on it. You can do whatever.
Dick Van Dyke will come over and fall over it.
Huge pratfall. Chevy Chase after him. Absolutely. But yeah, Mick
What a
Foley was
throwback.
awesome. Loved working with him. It was super
That
fun.
was a huge throwback joke.
Yeah, it was. Like, really big throwback.
You're welcome, bunch of Michael Coles I'm sitting next to.
Could we get a Mary Poppins reference at some point? I would appreciate
I'll
it.
work on it.
Well, no, I said Chevy Chase. That's a 40-year-old reference from his old SNL days.
Yeah.
So I'm with you.
All right.
That's obnoxious old Shane over here that just...
What did I do?
Well, you're calling him old.
No, I just said it was a big old throwback.
Sure. I'm calling bull on you for that one. All right, so what do you say, guys? Should we get into some Slamcast news?
All right.
Thank you, live band.
Man, it's my birthday now.
Sweet Jesus.
All right.
I'm just playing off the joke I heard on a recent episode. Dale knocking how long it was.
Yes, he was not. He's not a big fan of how long it is.
Continue, sorry.
Yeah.
You ready for that outro, Dale?
Get ready, Dale. Do you
So
know
ready.
that Stardust confronted Stephen Amell at Dallas Comic-Con
Of course I knew that.
and challenged him?
Hell yeah, we're going to get that match finally.
Do you
Like an
think?
intervention?
That's incredible. What's that?
Was it an intervention?
No, it was a convention. Yes.
Okay, that makes more
The
sense.
Dallas intervention.
Yes. Right. Which?
Do you think that would happen during WrestleMania or like pre-show?
No, that would be on WrestleMania
You think
for
so?
sure. Absolutely.
Access.
The celebrity aspect of it.
Yeah.
Oh,
a
absolutely.
one-on-one match? That's scary.
So
That's what I'm
wait,
thinking.
so did they actually? Sorry, I didn't actually hear what happened. I knew it was going to happen because Chuck told us it was coming. But did he actually challenge him to a match, or what was said?
Yeah. From what I understand, he.
I watched the video. He didn't actually challenge him.
Oh, he didn't.
I don't believe so, but it was insinuated. Like he basically just went and...
He threw water in his face, right, or something.
Look, it's not going to be, if it happens, it's not going to be a long match. But look, Steven did an amazing job when he performed at SummerSlam.
He did.
I mean, have you ever seen a celebrity come in there and do anything like that?
Nope.
Yes.
Nope.
Who?
Who?
Lawrence Taylor was very amazing.
He was okay. It should have been main event, but he was okay.
Yeah, but I thought it was a really great job. I thought Floyd Mayweather did a really good job.
Cyndi Lauper. No, I don't know.
She
Floyd
took a
Mayweather
foot to the
did-
head.
Yeah.
All right, well, whatever. I think Steven comes in there and he can pull off a match. Mm-hmm. Give him a couple minutes. More about the spectacle of it than the...
And let's be honest, anything to get Stardust on our TVs, I'm on board. So
He was so good in the video.
Oh.
If you've seen it, or if you haven't seen it yet, I suggest it. It's pretty good.
Okay, and plus, maybe we're gonna see him again. He was in the Fatal 5-Way on Raw, so maybe this is something.
Such a good match.
We will talk about that. It was amazing. But yeah, so there's that. Hopefully, we will see Stardust and Stephen Amell. That'd be really dope. Sami Callihan explained why he left WWE, and he pretty much said exactly what we thought a couple of months ago when he left. He said, it was on good terms. It was my decision. I just decided at this point, while I'm still young, I wanted to see what else I can do. But, and Triple H even said he did everything professionally, and it was a mutual thing, and the door is still left open. So, round of applause for Sami Callihan doing the way.
Saw him this past weekend.
Oh,
Doing
yeah.
good. Looks
PWG.
good. Doing his thing. Very happy.
Yeah, I saw Marquee Extreme at that PWG as well.
Yeah, he and
so-
Sami Callihan had a run-in together.
Well, I mean, Marquis, he's a fiery guy. He's got a severe problem. And how about this, Dale? WWE revenue. They released their numbers from 2015. Revenue increased 21% in 2015, the highest ever in 1 year.
Nice.
Did they break it down to say what was the increase from? Is it from the network, or is it like merch sales, or did they give any details?
Yeah, it was a combination of things. They did take a hit in a couple categories, but the merch sales were through the roof, and it was
It's those fantastic Rob Schamberger T-shirts.
It may have been. A lot of it was international as well, and the fact that the network has gone international. But overall, in my opinion, I think NXT probably has a lot to do with it as well, because NXT is selling tons of merch.
Yeah, and it just continues to grow. And 21%, you said 21%?
21% overall in 2015. There were tons of numbers. I just took what I thought was the most important number. Like I said, you can read it, and there's,
I mean, percentage-wise, that's a huge amount of 1 year of growth. I mean, for any business, that's pretty dope.
And that's great news considering, months ago there were reports surfacing that they weren't happy with the numbers of the network, and people were starting to get worried. But hey, that's a pretty good gain considering,
I think they've got the network really grooving now, too. I mean, there's a lot of programming on there, and a lot of it is of interest. If you care about the product, it's cool to see these other sides of the business. They're not just delivering more wrestling on there, but there is plenty of that, too, if that's what you want. So I think it's I think it really feels like a true network at this point.
And plus, it's not like the content they're creating is costing a ton of extra money because they're using people that are already under contract, and I don't know if there's incentives or whatever, but still.
And like road trip, they're already doing those road trips, so there's not even any extra cost. They have to buy a camera for the inside of the car, and you have a whole new programming aspect. The only thing I'm surprised that we haven't seen yet, and I'm sure it has to do with some legality, is WWE Films. I thought when they went into venture for this entire film business, I thought it was going to be to feed content to the network, but we've yet to see that happen on there.
So you're saying you were expecting some feature films to end up on the network?
Well, all the ones that are produced by WWE Studios, I thought for sure would be on the network. I mean, it just seemed like an easy thing. But there must be some kind of contractual because they're released by other studios or something that they don't. I don't know. Maybe they don't get rights to play them.
It might be a time-sensitive deal too. Like after a certain amount of years, then they get full rights and they can put it on the network or something like that.
Yeah. But otherwise, I think it feels like a full traditional network you'd see on a cable channel.
The network just isn't the same without Chaperone on there. I mean, fuck.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, Boogeyman agrees. That laugh gets longer every time.
I think it does.
Yikes. Anyways, that is the Slamcast news. So I know, Scotty, you brought a couple clips with us from what we love. It's a show we love called On Your Mark.
Yeah. I finally saw it recently.
What do you think of it?
It's pretty good.
Okay.
I mean, I think
I didn't see much.
I think if they ever need, like, if that guy Mark ever gets injured or needs, like, a stand-in double, you could probably do it.
I'm okay.
I think you're funnier than he is.
Oh, thank you.
See, I'm a fan. I think Mark's a pompous jerk. I'm a fan of Skeeter Skyflyer, his assistant, if you will.
I don't know, guys. I think Shane is a true B team for Marky.
Wow, yeah, he might be.
Hey, Dale, why don't you just stay over there in D.C., bro? I got this. New deal rocks.
Man, who knew mud could be flung through Skype?
So much.
Man, there's so much heat between Dale and I.
New deal sucks. Let's be honest.
I don't know.
Well, can we get you have a couple clips for us, right?
Yeah, because
really?
there was an ongoing at PWG this past weekend. They were having some shows, and Marquee Extreme was there, and fans were talking about it. Wrestlers were tweeting about it. It was a big deal. So I thought, what better time? And comparisons are made to you all the time, Shane. About the guy.
I get it.
And so I thought the first clip we have here is with Scrap Iron Adam Pierce.
Oh my!
Now a trainer in NXT.
Very good friend Adam. Yeah, absolutely. Him and I have had a lot of experiences together.
Was that right?
Doing promos and stuff. Yeah, he's great. Let's play that. Wow, this SLP. Is this VHS?
It's. I think it's used as older quality
why
stuff.
the wrestling business is literally in the toilet.
It's guys like John Cena.
Sorry, John.
I heard you did this like best of 7 series with like Colt.
I lost the best of 7 series.
Did you? Can I say something about Colt Cabana?
You can.
I don't like Colt Cabana. Someone that like takes this business and tries to make a joke out of it. This is our life.
What qualifies you to say that he makes fun of the wrestling business? Have you looked at a mirror any day of your life?
Oh. I'm a champion.
You're a champion. You're a champion wearing a cardboard belt. And you're making fun of my friend, 7levelsofhate.com. Thank you.
I did this one thing one time, best of 57. Have you ever done a best of 57?
Sounds like the dumbest idea I've ever heard.
Wow.
Why are you shooting everything I say?
Why would you do a best of 57 anything?
Because I am extreme.
Show me something extreme.
It's right there. It's right there, the belt. That proves that I'm extreme. That proves that I'm the best there is, the best there was, and the best there is. And there's nobody that can beat me. And I have proven that every night I go out to the ring. And if you want to come to my show, the door's open because it's in the backyard. It's a Finn store. It's always open.
Yeah.
Wow. That is...
I've seen the rest of that. It gets heated. It gets even more heated than that.
That guy's something else. Do we have another clip?
We do, with current Dale's favorite current TNA champion, Matt Hardy.
Oh, Dale, earmuff this.
That VHS again.
Yeah,
Tell
We
me,
got to
Matt.
rewind.
And Usos, just so you know, I've already whipped your daddy's ass, and now I'm going to whip your ass, and we are a new tag team, I guess temporarily at least. I am Matt Hardy.
And I am Mark Hardy.
I am stronger than death,
And I am stronger than my dad.
and he has strong-ass breath. And on that note, Usos, we will see you in that ring. Countdown to your Armageddon. Chicka chicka. That was a flashback.
Did he go Ferris Bueller on this?
Yeah, I mean, I like
pretty
that
funny.
show. I subscribe. YouTube.com/OnYourMarkShow.
Where, I was going to say, YouTube.com/OnYourMarkShow.
Yeah, easy to subscribe. Comment. There's tons of episodes. Johnny Mundo's on there. Brian Kendrick.
I think new footage is coming, right?
Mm-hmm.
Our
Yeah,
good
Sammy
friend of the
Callahan.
show, Nigel McGuinness.
Yeah.
Yes, he's on there as well. But yeah, it's Sammy Callahan for sure. I mean, who else is going to be there?
I need
don't
to
know.
look more into it.
Easy to subscribe.
Check it out.
Funny stuff.
So when the footage is up, we'll be tweeting it out and
Yeah.
Okay.
people
Look
know.
out for it. And if you subscribe, it's just there all the time.
Because honestly, like Marky has run in a few times, and I'm trying to keep him from running in the studios. So if we put his stuff out there, he kind of doesn't be as temperamental. So
Yeah, well, if he shows up, he still wants his travel fee.
well, I know, but he's God. I know he begs me for gas money. I'm like, bro, you live 3 blocks away. I mean,
give him the gas money. Why are you being a jerk?
Why should I give him gas money?
You're
Why
rolling,
shouldn't
you're
you?
rolling in it, doing shows with Mick Foley. Like,
Yeah, just because I'm wearing a tie does not
Got
mean.
the right to censor costume.
Stevie Richards over there. Just
Okay.
because everyone.
First off, I'm not Stevie Richards. I happened to be dressed like this earlier today, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna keep it classy.
Man, was this their music?
It was.
Yeah, oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's obnoxious.
Dale probably just broke his phone with that with that noise. All right, let's get into it, guys. Fatal 5-Way happened on Raw. We have a new Intercontinental Champion. Dale, what are your initial thoughts on this? Because now I think we're going to have Kevin Owens versus Ziggler, and now Dean Ambrose has absolutely nothing to lose in that triple threat.
I'm sorry, I'm still recovering from that alarm.
Sorry, dude. My bad.
I was super excited with I was super excited with the outcome of that match, and it was a great match, and I thought at least 3 of those guys had a chance of walking away with it.
Yeah, Breeze almost did. I got so excited.
That was a fantastic, just top to bottom match. Like, you couldn't ask for a better way to open Raw right before a pay-per-view.
Nope. Everyone had amazing spots and the timing. How about when Owens had every guy in the corner? And then Breeze ends up getting the beauty shot. I mean, just the flurry at the end. So let's run through what happened. So it was a zigzag into a Dirty Deeds. Then I believe Tyler Breeze gets rid of Ziggler, but then Kevin Owens pop-up power bombs him and gets the win. I mean, that's the perfect.
I think, yeah.
Yeah. And my favorite moment of the match, I was there last night.
Oh, you were?
Were you really?
I did. What did you think?
My favorite moment, I don't know if it was caught on camera, was Kevin Owens put on JBL's hat.
Nope, we didn't see that.
And did the clothesline from hell.
Really?
And JBL went crazy. He stood up and went like, yeah! He was so happy.
Wait, was it outside
Commercial,
the ring?
maybe?
Yes, outside the ring.
Who did
and
it
I wasn't. I think they were live at that point, but the cameras were everywhere. I mean, there's 5 guys going crazy on each other.
They definitely did not.
They did not
that.
show that on TV at all.
Dale, you didn't see that,
great.
did you?
No.
Damn, that's funny.
You know
a hell of a
what
moment.
else they did fantastic with that match last night? They set it up with the possibility having, at least for me watching, thinking, oh, maybe Roman Reigns would come down here. You know, they really did make you think 50-50 there's a chance he would.
And now that Ambrose lost the IC title, now
they built up the little bit of tension between them, but them staying together very well throughout that Raw, even with the end with him almost putting him in the finishing move, but letting him get away and saying, you know, you have to be faster. It's perfect.
How good was Stephanie last night, man? She came out to like a sea of boos. I mean, it just was such a big reaction last
She
night.
owns it when she like she knows how to thrive off it really well.
she's a great villain.
And they're getting more and more players that can do stuff like that. Like more and more people that are really owning their TV time. I mean, Kevin Owens obviously one of them. Stephanie's one of them. You know, New Day and someone we'll get to a little bit later on. Social Outcasts.
No, you're right. That's the thing.
That entire Raw was fantastic, top to bottom, minus like a really awkward promo from Charlotte and Ric Flair just kind of being there for it.
Well,
I like parts of it.
I like that. I enjoyed that segment. There was another segment that I thought was a little more odd.
Go ahead, Chuck.
I would say that, I mean, Charlotte, I guess you could say that, but I thought it was fun. But I think really it was some of Bree's best promo work that she's done, or mic time, whatever you want to say, that she actually kind of held her own and felt like a human being. She was no robotic Bree on Raw.
Bree was great. Bree was great. Charlotte's promo was just very awkward to me.
Well, you know why? It's because they're kind of trying to force a feud in the matter of no time. That's...
You know, I just wish they, you know, when I see, you have Ric Flair there, one of the best talkers in the business of all time, and he doesn't talk at all.
I'm okay with that, though. This is Charlotte's time to talk.
I want to see him talk some. If you're going to have Flair there, use him.
Her. I do agree with you that I think that him being there was a little awkward, but mainly because the crowd just kept wooing up until like halfway through Charlotte's whole time, so it just...
It was so weird, too, where she was just, like, telling him what to do, and she's, like, holding the ropes for him, being like, get out, you know? Like, that was just weird to me.
There were plenty of times, too, when Triple H was in the beginnings of Evolution, and during that, he didn't have Flair talk, and Flair was there. Like, Flair helps enhance that. And, you know, it's great when he talks, but I don't need it every time. I like seeing just those two in the ring doing their thing. The segment that I thought was strange of the night was Paige versus Summer Rae.
Oh, boy.
And live, we're not getting any storytelling, so I'm sure Summer Rae's entrance was not shown in full on TV.
It was not.
And then seeing Summer Rae pick up the win over Paige, and everyone where I was sitting went like,
it felt...
What happened?
Yeah.
What happened? Like, what's going to happen from this? What's going on?
To me, that
was
says...
there anything on TV that explained further?
I don't know if that's one of those situations where something is going on backstage and Paige is in the doghouse. I don't know. Because Summer Rae, this is the first time we've seen her by herself in quite some time. She's been with someone all the time. And she gets an awkward roll-up for a win. And, yeah, it's amazing because 2 months ago you have Paige in the title picture. Now she's like 5th on the depth chart. 6th, you know what I mean?
Is she thrown into the triple threat now for the WrestleMania?
Summer Rae?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say probably not.
We talking the Beast versus the Ray versus the Best Friends?
Dale?
I mean, to me, it felt like outside of Paige losing, which I felt was coming just because the match was so weird and out of place. But I'm not up to date on Total Divas for the season, but they've been having a quote unquote Total Divas match on almost every Raw since it's back on the air. So I wondered if maybe Summer Rae popped back up on that show so that they could play with something there. I don't know.
I don't know.
That was my only thought. Otherwise, it was a very odd thing to have her lose, but I presumed it was for storytelling reasons. Maybe she's going to go on some kind of losing streak or something. I don't know.
You know, I would like to propose an idea to you guys while we're talking about the Divas. I had the pleasure of talking with our buddy Rob Schamberger the other day, and he was talking. I mean, this is an idea he put in my head, and I give him full credit for it. But he's like, they should bring Bayley up at some point and make her one of the faces of the company, not just like a face of the Divas, but a face of the company. And from talking with him about how well her merchandise does and how well stuff when he does paintings her does, like, you could just see, like, that is a really good idea. Yeah. And I think that she somehow needs to be brought up into the picture up there somehow before WrestleMania for them.
I think it's coming. I mean, she did defend her title against Carmella this past week, which was a really good match. I mean, kudos to both of them. But yeah, Bayley's such an interesting character because by no means is she a strong talker. But
people love her, though.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. And I'm talking, it's men, women, children, adults.
Exactly.
Name it. They all love her.
She's so authentic. She is who she is.
Goldfish.
And yeah, Goldfish love her.
Barracudas.
Well, Barracudas, they're just hungry.
Barracudas love a hug, but they just look so ugly.
They're very
No one wants
hungry.
to hug
I saw a
them.
barracuda when I was in Mexico.
Ooh,
yeah,
barracuda.
Sidebar. I think you're right, though. I think that's inevitable.
I think they need to find a way to get her up before Mania.
I mean, she's the face of another brand, though, so it's hard to.
Yep.
When you take that away, you got to make sure you have at least one replacement. It's the same thing with Finn Balor that, you know, everybody wants him to move up, but when you are the face of another brand entirely, like, that's your brand. It's hard to It's hard for the talent to walk away from that, and it's hard from a business standpoint to remove that person from there because they are the compelling reasons to watch that brand.
Yeah, and Bayley's going to have a title match at TakeOver for sure. But you're right, it might be to start off the new season after WrestleMania. I just don't. Right now, is there anyone that could take that title off her in NXT? I mean,
Bull Dempsey.
Nia
Jax.
Bull Dempsey's gone, brother.
Yeah,
but he could still do it. He could beat Bayley.
We wish him the best, though. We love Bull. I don't know. I mean, I think that brings up a very, very good point. I think, you know, Charlotte and Brie is kind of just a placeholder right now leading up to WrestleMania. What I think is going to happen is we have that tag match. I think it's going to kick off the night. And then later on, during the Divas title match, I think someone else is going to get involved, and that can lead us towards WrestleMania, perhaps.
I do think it is an interesting time for Brie. You know, her sister is out injured, and her husband just retired, and so then she gets a push kind of based off of at least a combination of those things. And I hope she actually gets to run with it because, you know, this is the kind of stuff that can pop up, and she could really become a good face for her character. Really never been over in that particular way. I don't feel not in that wholehearted way.
Yeah, there's also been a lot of talk though that her days might be over because they do want to start a family, and so this could just be kind of more like a last hurrah type
the
deal.
Swan song.
Who knows?
You don't think she would want to go into WrestleMania and do something there?
I would, but who knows?
I would think so. But.
Yeah. How about Jericho and Styles on SmackDown? Fantastic match. Followed by AJ and Miz on Raw. AJ's just putting together great matches with Jericho.
Better accept that challenge.
I loved how he was like, nah, let me think about it. Same thing as Kevin Owens. Ziggler challenged him. He's like, nah.
I love that people want to watch SmackDown again.
They're making it relevant.
Yeah.
Which is good for Scotty here.
Posting here on
more than anybody.
Yeah.
It's good for you, Scott.
And hey, Mauro Ranallo is amazing and should be
commentating
Raw probably in the next year or two. Like, he's gonna be up there soon. It just can't be denied.
And you know, didn't you say when he was going to be brought on that you thought he was so good, but you didn't think it was going to be a good transition because of people?
I thought Vince was going to hate him.
I'm telling you.
I thought specifically Vince would have a problem with how he would commentate. And I don't know if he's just not watching SmackDown. It could be the case.
Maybe.
Because they tend to get away with a lot more stuff on commentary on SmackDown than they do on Raw.
In what way? Because I feel like
it's Lawler.
But I feel like they're doing more match calling and storytelling on SmackDown.
Right, currently. Before that, no. Before there could be more room for joking around and stuff like that.
So by getting away with things, you don't mean goofing off. You mean actually doing what?
Yeah, like Mauro just sits there and goes.
No, he doesn't. Does he? Does he do that?
He farted. That's what they do.
Okay.
You should watch.
I do
that
watch.
Makes me
just making fart noises during AJ Styles
So
match.
much fart humor on SmackDown.
I was like, do you get it, Jerry? AJ farted.
Okay.
The guy with the soundboard's upset by fart noises made by a person.
My soundboard just shamed you.
I know.
I mean, come on, think about the babies. What you think about the babies? But Mauro Ranallo, he adds so many stakes. He's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I really hope that match. I mean, that match is going to happen at the pay-per-view, and I think it'll be a very good one, especially if they're given time.
No doubt, Dale.
I just don't know where they're going with AJ for WrestleMania. Like, I want to see him used in a big way there, and I'm curious. I don't know if they continue this with Jericho or what do they do?
That's true. Shane's got a good point right there.
Intercontinental title?
Him and Owens?
Ziggler?
That would be great.
I could see it happening.
Owens is who eliminated him from the Rumble.
Mm-hmm. I'm putting my money on it.
All right. Obviously, Ziggler could still be involved. I mean, not another fatal five-way. They're not going to do that again, but who knows? Tough to call. I will say this. The Wyatt family... thinking they were going to be destroying everybody, all of a sudden that damn demon comes through the ring, and
that was awesome.
It was
that was so cool.
It was something.
Yeah, I'm excited for Giant Lane on Sunday.
Is it going to be a match?
Yeah,
sure. I guess just a bunch of giants versus a bunch of giants.
And then Bray is just going to be on the sidelines.
Sure.
Okay.
Makes sense to me. Or Brahm will, and they just keep saving him.
Oh no, Brahm's going to be in that match.
You think so?
Were
you guys terrified by the idea of that main event last night?
Was that how so?
Like it was that I thought it was going to be Ambrose and Reigns versus Dudley's, and it's like nope, it's Big Show versus Strowman for your main event of Raw. It's 1997.
That's because Vince is trying to push Strowman again.
Like, I like Strowman. A lot of people don't like him. I don't know. I just he's a beast, man.
Yeah,
and I think he just will continue to get better and better. And I mean, I just think he's young. Like he's young in his career. And
how young is he? I have no idea.
Drinking that Vince McMahon Kool-Aid,
dude.
Huh?
I just he's a look at him. Like,
no, I think Strowman's fine. I think, but it's got to take some time for people to really.
For sure.
Yeah, just in that spot, the main event, it's like, whoa, what's going to happen? And it turns out, it was a little bit of a match and then a lot of chaos.
I think a lot of my problem with Strowman is that I think Bray is the one that deserves this kind of push. He deserves to be like the guy. He has all the tools. He can wrestle. He talks. He's captivating. And you have this guy that's in his group that's going to probably, because of the push, he's going to get outshine Bray. When really Bray's the one, in my opinion, that should be getting that kind of push.
It's fair.
I mean, the question is where the fact that Bray doesn't have a match at Fastlane makes me think he's gonna get involved in the main event. Probably.
Ooh. Well, the main event.
Yeah.
Oh,
interesting.
Okay.
I mean, I would love that. He needs to be in the title picture. Like, I'm tired of Roman Reigns being shoved down our throats. I like him. He's fine enough, but apparently half the audience isn't clicking with him. You see the support. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I still think that this could lead to a Brock Lesnar versus Bray Wyatt situation.
I think that's definitely going to happen.
If he does get involved in that way, maybe he messes something up for Lesnar at Fastlane or something. That leads into WrestleMania. I'm not sure, but I think they like Wyatt, so I think they want to push both of them. I don't think they want Strowman to overshadow Bray, like you're saying. So I think they would figure out a way to get them both in.
That's a good point.
So how do you think Bray stops him? He throws down a bunch of banana peels so the Vanilla Gorilla just slips and falls?
The Vanilla Gorilla?
Couple low blows.
Ooh.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
I'm on a roll, baby.
Yeah, it's possible.
That was a video game joke there, Johnny. That was a Super Mario Kart joke.
Yeah, I know.
Do you?
Yeah, I played Super Mario Kart like 3 times.
Oh my god.
That's good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
I never know when you're.
They had Mario Kart in the 90s, so Johnny knows what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know Johnny's video game cutoff time.
Last time I played consistently video games was probably 2002.
Okay.
So PS2 is my final system I ever owned.
You got to get back on that train.
John Cena was still rapping back then.
Yeah. I wish I could play video games. I could barely keep my head above water now without playing video games. So if I get into that, I'm just going to be dead ass broke.
Get out of the swimming pools.
The controllers are buoyant, buddy.
Is that okay?
They'll keep you afloat.
Thank you. Speaking of idiots, social outcasts.
We're not idiots.
This was one of the biggest missed opportunities of the show. Okay, Heath Slater defeated Zack Ryder. They should have got in the ring and presented him with a social outcast T-shirt. Or the other way around. Zack Ryder should have beat Heath Slater. Why
But
is
don't
Zack Ryder?
forget that could happen.
I know, but I wanted it to happen last night.
To plant the seed of like if he doesn't take it or
why
if he does
not?
take it. That's a good idea, man.
Well, who knows? They might want to bring up Mojo.
I know. I like Zach and Mojo as a team. They're fun to watch.
Yeah, but Kalisto is a singles champion right now.
Yep.
You know, they came out together.
On
and
NXT,
it's
he
like,
could be a tag team, and in the WWE, he could be a part of the Social Outcasts.
Just waiting to watch Sin Cara look at him like, all right, cool, man. So you did that, huh? All right, well, I guess we'll team together.
Yeah.
I called Neville too, you jerk.
Yeah, very, very much so.
You know what? You know what was also fabulous on Raw last night, guys?
The Dudleys?
The Booker T tribute.
Oh, what a video package that was.
That was
making Compadres, you idiot.
Yeah.
That was an amazing video package for Booker T.
Really was.
We really need to get him back on the show soon.
You know, we gotta figure it out. Tim, he said he wants to.
He retweeted us last night.
Timing.
He retweeted us last night.
He's a busy guy.
So that was cool. But yeah, congrats to Booker T just on being Booker T, because it was an amazing video package and it really chronicled his entire career in just a few minutes. It was pretty sweet. But yeah, Social Outcast came out on top.
We're not idiots.
Totally on board with that. We're going to get to our predictions in just a little bit, but let's hit up NXT, Impact, Lucha Underground, then we'll get to our predictions. So, NXT, Bayley defeated Carmella. We already talked about that a little bit. She retains the title, but really good match. But then afterwards, Eva Marie and Nia Jax attack them both, with Asuka making the save. Thoughts on that, gentlemen?
I love this segment. I thought this was a great way to build into more. And Asuka, she could do no wrong in my eyes anyway. Yeah. So I want to see her champion maybe crowned at the TakeOver before Mania, but anytime soon would be great for me. But I thought it was a great segment and great for all involved. I mean, Eva Marie just had to stand there, so that's what she's good at. So yeah, otherwise, everybody was in the right place.
She was even tolerable during that segment. The way she came out, she was aggressive, but people boo her so bad. It's so fun to see that reaction.
And it was fun to see her directing traffic for Nia Jax as well. I thought it was I don't know, it's a good fit, those two, oddly. I don't know, something about it is working.
She's learning.
I love seeing Carmella get TV time. You know, I think she's fabulous, and she's showing that she can wrestle too, not just, stand there and look good.
Her and Bayley tore it up. They really did, and they should, kudos to both of them. And
I was there for this taping.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, it was, for real.
Oh, get out.
Not a bit. I was there.
Oh, okay.
This was during the taping of the Sluha, so we went up and saw NXT.
Oh, that must have been great.
It was fun.
How was that crowd reaction to Eva Marie? It sounded loud on TV.
Yeah, it was really good.
Were you booing her?
I like Eva Marie. I don't have anything against her. I like her.
Would you dye your hair?
Would I dye my hair like hers?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, man.
Next show?
That gets you to the A-team.
Next show, that get me to the A-team?
Mm-hmm.
Would that make me officially New Dale?
If you go all red everything. Yeah.
Okay. I'm done.
It might actually happen.
I'm down. Let's do it.
Baron Corbin defeated Johnny Gargano, but man, Gargano was fantastic in this match. Got a lot of offense in, so kudos to Corbin there. But I like seeing Gargano get these good matches because he's been good for so many years, and he's another guy that's not big, but he's coming in and having really good matches along with Tommaso Ciampa, which is really cool. So
I don't like seeing Baron Corbin though.
Well, you're gonna keep seeing him.
I know.
I will say this: he's getting better. He's starting to own that character. And he's starting to own his obnoxious, cocky jock personality.
And he's definitely emoting more nowadays, and that's what needs to happen first of all. But yeah, I'm glad to see him kind of growing into it. I don't love him by any means, but I am glad to see that he is improving. That's what it's all about down there, right?
Yeah, and the next month to 6 weeks is going to be very interesting.
I would just rather see people like our guest later on the show, Alex Riley, getting those kind of matches in that TV time.
Well, hopefully we will see him very, very soon, but we're going to talk to him in just a bit. Next week, or I should say if you're listening on Wednesday, tonight, we're going to have Sami Zayn versus Samoa Joe for the #1 contender spot to Finn Balor's title. That could go either way.
Yeah, that's tough.
Keep hearing talk of both of those guys getting brought up to the main roster very soon. So
really,
it's very intriguing to see how that one will play out.
I know what happened.
I think this is Joe's time. I think it's for Joe.
Yeah.
Well, without giving anything away, Shane, I'm curious about an NXT taping. How is that different from? I mean, obviously you've been to Raw, you've been to SmackDown, stuff like that. Like, what is the structure there? Is it very different? Is it?
I'm trying to remember the match order, but I feel like they were just in different. Like they film like maybe 2 or 3 shows worth.
Okay.
But they put maybe different matches in different places where they can like, I guess, stack the shows they want.
How many people are there, if you had to guess?
Well, this was not at the NXT arena.
That's right.
It was at the UFC CFE arena.
So it's pretty big, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was about 2,000-3,000 people.
Solid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do they prep you on anything in between? Like, I know Impact Wrestling does that.
They don't, actually.
They tell you, like, all right,
they'll play an intro, and then that's the beginning, I guess, of the next one.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
So you just got to kind of figure it out as you go, like a Lucha Underground.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Got it. Mm-hmm. Well, the crowd was fantastic, so good stuff there. So let's see what happens, who becomes the #1 contender. Speaking of Impact, I know Dale's not going to like this, but I love the character that Matt Hardy is becoming as a heel. Listen to him flip out at Dixie Carter.
Do not be a flaky bimbo.
Flaky bimbo.
Look into the camera and do what I ask. Fire EC3. Fire his ass now.
I love it.
I mean, I just love they called her a flaky bimbo.
Yeah, flaky bimbo came out of nowhere. Didn't see that coming.
That was very nice. That was nice of him.
That's the kind of passion that you want from somebody. I'm just saying that'd be great. Give more of that.
Yeah.
Whoa. Did Dale just compliment Matt Hardy?
I think he did. Way to go, buddy.
It was a great 3 seconds. He should definitely try to do that more.
It was solid. This episode is really, really. I enjoyed the heck out of it.
It was a good one. Matt was really funny, making all the demands, and then all those segments didn't feel wasted. Like, you know how a lot of times we see that with, even with Seth Rollins when they're doing that, like when you get all the backstage segments of somebody, it's like, all right, is this moving anything forward? They were moving everything forward with Matt Hardy and with Tyrus, and like always progressing the story of the show.
Yeah, and how about Drew Galloway and Kurt Angle? Wow, what a match this was. And Drew Galloway makes Angle tap out while he was bleeding from the mouth. I mean, if you haven't seen this match, go back and watch it, because it was a classic.
It'd have been great if Drew's foot hurt afterwards, but other than that, yeah, it was a good one.
I mean, hey.
Now speaking of Kurt, y'all saw what his next match is going to be post-Impact, right?
Yeah, he's doing, is it called Us TV or something?
Yeah, he's going to be facing Rey Mysterio.
In Phoenix.
On the same card as a boxing match and an MMA match.
So he's not done with wrestling.
No.
Shocking.
Yeah, it's a dream card. It's got MMA, boxing, and wrestling, and something else all in the same night. I don't know how they pulled it off, but it's some digital network.
I'm so excited for this. Like,
it's pretty cool.
It's gonna be dope. I hope it gets a good buy rate or whatever.
Mm-hmm. I will be there. I've had it. Kurt told me about this a while back. Said you're coming, so
it's in March.
Making a little road trip out to Phoenix.
Are you in the boxing match? Is that why you're in there?
I'm gonna be in the boxing. match.
What's his name is taking on a fan? Roy Jones, right? He's boxing a fan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
$100,000 if he beats him.
I don't know how they decided who the fan is.
It's me.
By the angry tweeter.
Oh my god.
Are you making a joke? That's a real thing.
No, it's a card. It's a digital network that somehow put this card together. It's got an MMA fight, Kurt Angle versus Rey Mysterio, Roy Jones versus a fan, and I forget what else.
Versus a fan? How would that even? The amount of paperwork that would have to involve seems ridiculous.
Hey, do you guys remember when Santino Marella won the Intercontinental Championship as a fan in the crowd at Raw?
And yeah, but that was 30 minutes of paperwork before they had that match.
Sure.
It's going to be a plant in the crowd, probably, most likely. I mean, how else do you think it's going to happen?
Umaga was a notary. It all worked out.
That's what it was. I don't know. Either way, Drew Galloway and Angle was amazing. Of course, EC3 made his return, chased Matt Hardy out. I also really enjoyed this part here. Grado showed back up after getting fired.
Yes.
And he kept saying he was screwed by someone, and then he finds Billy Corgan in the back. Billy Corgan can't understand what he's saying. And he makes him speak English. And then Eli Drake shows up and just clocks him one and knocks out Grado. So to me, this is saying, maybe Eli Drake did a switcheroo with the Feast or Fired cases, and Eli should have been fired instead of getting the King of the Mountain opportunity.
Yeah, these two are fantastic together.
Yes, they are.
Grado having some proof that he couldn't show in time, and Eli Drake chasing him down, talking down to him. these two are going to be really great together. I hope it gets a lot of TV time. And I'm glad that Grado is not gone.
I told him that on Sunday because Eli Drake is also part of Championship Wrestling. And the first thing I said to him, I was like, dude, you and Grado are great. And he's just like, ugh. Like, you just tell he hates Grado. So,
even better.
Which is really great.
This was a perfect segment, though. I think this is what you really look for in a backstage type of environment, and it was great, both these guys.
Very well done. And then, of course, this week we're going to have Decay versus the Wolves in a Monsters Ball match. I don't know who the girl is that's playing Rosemary, but she does a fantastic job. Mm-hmm. She's creepy as all hell. She's like straight out of a Tim Burton Nightmare on Christmas. Only worse movie.
Let's hope TNA can keep this momentum going. They're on a stride right now where it's really good, top to bottom, and let's hope they can maintain that. Not always the case with them.
And Beer Money's been funny. A lot of times in the past, I think they force comedy, but I actually enjoyed what they did this past week.
Yeah, that was a great segment. And Spud coming to the aid of Dixie Carter. Spud rocked.
Always down with Spud.
Oh, it was so good.
Spud's money.
That was a great show.
Really, really good episode. So let's hope, like you said, Chuck, let's hope that keeps going. Moving on, Lucha Underground. Yo, Dale, Katrina just be messing with people.
I like it. This is such a good time for her character.
Friend of the show, Katrina.
Yeah, friend of the show.
Friend of the show. We had a last Luchador standing match where Phoenix won by sending Cuerno through the table. Now, we are actually at this taping, and it looks just as crazy on TV as it did in person.
Yeah, I would have to say that this was. I mean, this read true for from what we saw, and I love the. Did you see the end snippet of what's going on with Joey Ryan there?
Yeah, freaking! All of a sudden, Cortez Castro and Joey Ryan are now cops or detectives or something.
It's great. It's really great. So they're like undercover, and he has been the whole first season. I think that's such a great weird story twist that just works perfect for that show.
It does. Who would have thought Cortez Castro? And they even brought up the fact that B-Boy got fed to the monster, didn't they?
Yeah, they were like, we're not here to worry about some street thug. This is much bigger than that.
And then Joey Ryan comes
I like it.
And for those watching on YouTube today, you'd look at Giant LaQuasto, think he's the third cop.
Well, no,
Look at you.
Look, I have reading material for you.
And it's a Gideon Bible.
I know you got your cohort, Dale Buchanan.
Yes, that's exactly who I am.
Mm-hmm. And the Chuck father.
I am the I'm the good father indeed. And what was Bull's name?
Doesn't matter.
I think it was just Bull Buchanan.
Was it?
I don't think they changed his name.
Oh, I thought they did.
He was kind of the weak link.
Yeah. I mean, he was Bling Bling Buchanan when he was with Cena.
B squared?
Yeah, B squared.
There you go, B squared. But yeah.
And Jack Evans tore it up, too.
Jack Evans completely tore it up, defeating Drago. But going back to that ending, you're right. Talk about storytelling that we didn't expect. All of a sudden, Cortez Castro's a cop the entire time, and now Joey Ryan has a storyline. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and they hate each other. Perfect duo.
Well, everyone hates Joey, which is great. Everyone in the show, they're all grossed out by him, which is awesome.
Yeah, there's definitely a gross moment that happened in person. I'm not sure if it happened yet. I don't think it'll make on camera, but we'll definitely have to talk about it soon.
No doubt about that.
It was pretty gross involving Joey Ryan.
And their message is to bring down Dario Cueto, so stay tuned. And
Jim Cornette.
Oh, well, he's doing that to himself.
Yeah. He lit himself on fire. You don't have to worry about it.
Wrestlers can't be cops? What are you talking about?
Oh, boy. I'm not even going to try to do... Your impression's fine. I'm not even going to bother. But, yeah, you're right. Should we do some predictions, and then we'll get into Alex Riley?
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. All right, first off, Kalisto versus Alberto Del Rio. 2 out of 3 falls for the U.S. title. Shano, go.
Who do I think's going to take it? I think Kalisto's going to keep it.
Chuck.
Kalisto keeps it.
Scatty.
I'm going Kalisto.
Dalio.
I guess I agree with everyone.
Yeah.
It's going to be a quick prediction.
I do, too. I mean, if the League of Nations are going to be anything, they have to stick together, and I think a title might throw a wrench into things, and I think Kalisto's really becoming the Mexican hero that they want.
I think the League of Nations needs to disband. It's a bunch of people that just are boring together.
They just didn't. Why they just threw it together. They just really didn't take the time to. There was no plan. Like, and it could have been executed a lot better.
Well, yeah, Raw was hilarious.
I think you guys should be thankful because it got us out of Mix America.
Yeah,
that's a fine point.
Yeah,
League of Nations any day over Mex America.
And Raw was hilarious because it was the League of Nations versus the other group of foreign guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was the Lucha Dragons and Neville.
Wow.
I'm gonna disagree because now I don't have Zeb Coulter on my TV.
Well,
and he's funny.
That's true. Zeb was.
Way to go, Dale! You treaded on him.
Give me a hell yeah!
All right, Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks taking on Naomi and Tamina. This is a match I'm very, very much looking forward to. Dale, your prediction.
Oh man, I think. I don't know. I'd like to see Naomi and Tamina take this because they need to get some good momentum. The other two are going to be fine on their own. These two could really use a little bit of a push right now and make them take them more seriously.
Scatty.
Yeah, I'm going with Naomi and Tamina as well.
Chuck.
Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks take it, and one of them turns on the other at the end of it.
Hey-o.
Yeah, Dale swayed me. I think that Naomi and Tamina need it.
I was going to lean towards Naomi and Tamina as well, just because Naomi has been building so much steam, and she's just phenomenal. She's doing those like hacky sack kicks now as a weapon. I mean, she's making a strong case for the title, whereas Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks are kind of already there, and I think that their unity is not quite going to be there. So I'm going to go...
Question their unity.
Unity, yeah. Kevin Owens taking on Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental title. I know it's not official, but let's be honest, it's going to happen. Shano?
I think Kevin Owens is going to keep it and face AJ Styles at WrestleMania.
Bam, Chuck.
I think Dolph Ziggler is going to beat him. It's going to be a triple threat at WrestleMania with AJ Styles in it.
Ooh. Damn.
Spicy.
I'm not even using my own thoughts. I'm just going with Shane's because I like that idea so much.
Okay, Dale.
I am gonna not use my own brain as well and go with Chuck's idea because I thought that sounded pretty
What
good.
the hell?
Wait, so I gotta break the tie of good ideas. Shane, what was your idea again?
Kevin Owens
taking on AJ Styles
at WrestleMania.
Just a singles match, no triple threat. And yours is a triple threat between.
Mine is Dolph Ziggler wins. Triple threat between the three of them with AJ Styles in the mix.
It's a triple threat, but even more justified because the title changed hands so many times. I like the reasoning.
Wow, that's a tough call. I was gonna say KO, but you know what?
But you know what?
But you know what? We're gonna flip it over. I'm gonna go Ziggler, and I think the triple threat idea is entirely possible, unless of course Jericho and AJ Styles continues to WrestleMania. Who knows?
Maybe you get a fatal four-way with Jericho in that mix too.
Very much so, could be. For the Divas title, we have Brie Bella taking on Charlotte.
I can only imagine what your goat-faced vegan babies are gonna become.
That was rough.
Sorry, I just was reciting it.
Go ahead, Shane. Prediction.
Charlotte's going to retain it, and I think she's going to face Sasha Banks at WrestleMania.
Chuck.
Charlotte retains.
Charlotte retains, and goat-faced vegan babies is not an insult in Southern California. That's 88% of the population.
And it's also very, very, like, you're a good parent, besides being a goat face. Dale.
I think Brie is going to take it here and go into WrestleMania as the women's champion.
Are you out of your... Wow, I like the fact that you went aside from us, but whoa.
You know, Dale, they are trying to sell tickets at WrestleMania. You do realize that, right?
I think that the timing of Brian, whatever, either way you say his name, it's right. His retirement was timed as such to give her a little bit of a rub and have her go in and be like, listen, I'll do it now, and she can go in there and have her moment, and then she can walk away from it. But everybody wants to have that WrestleMania moment, and Brie has definitely not had that yet. So
Okay.
I think this could definitely be a way for her to shine and then leave on a nice upswing.
All right, well, I like the idea. I'm going with Charlotte. And finally, before we get to Alex Riley, Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, #1 contendership on the line to face Triple H. Scotty, go.
Ambrose, I believe.
Wow, Chuck.
I want Ambrose also, but I think it's Reigns.
Shane.
I'm in the same position.
Dale?
Reigns.
Yeah, I don't know where that leaves Ambrose, to be perfectly honest with you, but I think Bray gets involved, leading to Brock versus Bray. I just don't see how Roman Reigns doesn't win this, because then what happens to him at WrestleMania? That's a tough call.
I think this potentially could also lead to Brock Lesnar versus Dean Ambrose at WrestleMania.
Or you could easily put Ambrose in that triple threat Intercontinental title match.
God, there's so much up in the air
so much
at
that could happen.
And who knows, we might get an appearance by someone we haven't seen in a while at Fastlane as well. That could throw a wrench into things. So who knows? But with that said, what are your predictions? Let us know. Maybe we'll do a poll or two on Twitter. All right, it is now time for our special guest. We're so glad to have him back for the first time in 2016. He's a WWE and NXT superstar. He's a former linebacker for the Boston College Eagles, and now he's got a knee that is 110% spine-busting people all over the country. Find him on Twitter at Alex Riley WWE. He's our friend Alex Riley. What's going on, my friend?
It just gets better and better every single time you've had me on, which is impressive because I know I've been on the show a lot now. And I appreciate that you guys keep having me on to bitch and complain and air my grievances.
That's what we want. We want angry Riley.
Yeah,
Let's go.
I really appreciate it. Thank you. And you forgot the real winner of the pre-show pose down.
Oh, my
you gotta
bad.
throw that in there because I know Booker can't even live with himself after what he did on that day where he took the trophy. So if we could remind him every time, that'd be nice.
That was the pose down screw job.
Look, Riley, you know you're a boy, but I don't know about all that.
Come on now.
I don't know. Booker might have something different to say.
Well, I think the great thing about, competitive men's bodybuilding is that you just can't hide up there. And it was clear that Booker, and I think he actually admitted that he doesn't, Booker's like, I don't diet. I mean, how are you going to step into a competition and not diet? And it was clear who the winner was. So, I mean, we don't have to talk about that anymore. I mean, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I think Booker's conscience is eating away at him, or hopefully it is.
Well, we'll leave it at that. Yeah. All right, so first things first, you are back. You came back in a big way, NXT a few weeks ago. That knee, I mean, the fact that you could spine bust Bull Dempsey, that looked phenomenal. And there's been a lot of buzz online over the weekend about you at a live show against Apollo Crews. I mean, there's so many places we could start. Let's first start off with, your comeback at NXT and the first match with Bull Dempsey, and obviously what you said afterwards was really great too. So the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you, first and foremost, and seriously, thank you for letting me come on your show. I know it's picking up a lot of steam, and I'm very gracious of the time that you allot me. That being said, it was a long. If I'm going to speak candidly and honestly about this, a torn meniscus is at most it's an 8-week recovery, and you're back. I had one before in the same knee on the other side, and you're at least back in the gym, squatting and doing things like that with lightweight at around 6 weeks. And I remember I recovered from the other one in about 8. So the deal with this one is it was 8 weeks, 10 weeks, 12 weeks, and it still wasn't getting better. And it wasn't getting better. It was getting a tiny bit better, but at a very, very slow pace, to the point where I was thinking, this could take at this rate, this could take 8 months, a year. I have no idea what's going on here. I don't know why it's taking this long. So they needed to fly me back to it was Birmingham to get it looked at again. I had a cortisone shot put in at that point, but I guess the idea was that I have zero cartilage left in this knee, just from football and wrestling and weightlifting, and now with the second meniscus gone, it's a real, it's a bone on bone situation in there. And they tried this stem cell procedure, which was something where they took stem cells out of my back, they inject it into your knee, and in the process of doing that, they kind of have to grind up your knee a little bit to grind up the bone to elicit a healing response. Well, that kind of, it just really slowed down the process to the point where I was starting to get nervous. It was 4 months, 5 months, and then and then in physical therapy, they're starting to tell me, well, you are getting a little older, and this is you've been on this knee your entire life. You've beat it up. This might be the best that it's going to be, and that was real scary for me, because I went into it pretty happy, pretty thankful that it was just a meniscus, because I knew what I was dealing with, and then to hear that, you know, it was more than wrestling, but passed into my life outside of wrestling. When wrestling is over, it was, you know, I wouldn't have been able to climb a mountain. It was just, you know, go on hikes with my wife or kids or whatever. So they sent me to the sports medicine program in Orlando, which I wasn't going to at first. I was going to a institution in Tampa. And then they sent me to Orlando, and I was going to the PC, and they put me in the hands of Brian Duncan, the guy that they had out there, and he was absolutely fantastic. He had me doing things that I didn't normally do, that I really had never done in my life. A lot of individual work, and I worked with this guy for 3 hours, 3+ hours every single day, and drove back and forth, which it takes me about 2 hours and 15 minutes to get back and forth. So it was a full day of work, and he was there every morning. I told him, I was like, I'd rather get this out of the way at 7:30. I'll get up at 5:30 and I'll drive. And he was just an absolute professional, and I owe a lot of it to him and the WWE. And I'm thankful that they have people like that can. I didn't want to accept that, you know, my knee was going to be 80% for the rest of my life. Certainly not in my wrestling career, and he didn't either. So it was a good deal. And now, in all honesty, my knee feels better than it has, I want to say, in 6 years, which is really, really. I don't know. It's inspiring to me in a way, because I'm moving better than I ever had, and I just don't drag it around like I used to. So the whole thing ended up. It took a little bit longer than I thought, but the result has been fantastic, and I feel very lucky.
I'm glad you brought up Brian Duncan. I wanted to ask you about him, because I know obviously you had an amazing recovery. Is he an orthopedic surgeon, physical therapist, trainer? What exactly is he?
He's like a sports medicine doc, so I guess he's a physical therapist, but he's more of a, you know, he's truly a guy that you would send a professional athlete to. Like there's a lot of physical therapists out there that, you know, they'll deal with older men or women or people, you know, just I guess not the general public, but certainly not a professional athlete. And when I went in there and started working with him, it was very clear that he had done this on an extremely high level and was very knowledgeable about how to not get the knee back to the point where it was good, like walking around and doing a desk job. Like he got it back to the point where I could run and jump, you know, again, like I was 18 years old, which was, you know, it was really a blessing. And I've told him many times, you know, I hope he listens to this, which I'm sure he does. And I put a picture up on it because I'm very grateful that he was there, and he busted his ass, you know, 4 hours, you know, 3.5, 4 hours every single day of small, tedious little, you know, individual calf raises and hopping on one leg. And, you know, if you can imagine watching somebody hop on one leg for an hour and a half.
I've done it.
Yeah, it's got to get pretty tiresome. So he was just fantastic.
Did you eventually move on to like?
Great experience.
Did Brian eventually get you on like the quick twitch machines and like all the really high intensity type stuff as you went along in the process?
Yeah, what we started with was you know, basic jogging, basic kind of shuffling back and forth. We did a lot of balance, just on that leg, you know, picking stuff up off one foot, things like that. And as it progressed, he would, which I loved, he would get me in the ring, and it's almost like we would run these old football drills where, you know, they teach you to change direction and change direction with your knees bent and stop on a dime, things like that. And he, the greatest part about him, I think the smartest thing that he did with me was when I told him that I couldn't, he trusted me to the point where I said, if I do any more today, it's going to be counterproductive.
Right.
And he just trusted me, and he said, okay, well, then we're done for the day. And I was very desperately trying to get back, so I wasn't going to cheat myself, and I do know my body pretty well at this point. So he knew when to push, and more importantly, he knew when not to push, which was something I had really never had in my life, I don't think so.
And before we move on to what you said after your match at NXT, which I definitely want to talk about that. We all do. Yeah. You mentioned about luckily you were able to come back and you're back in the ring. I mean, let's talk about Daniel Bryan. You know, you guys we're all pretty much the same age, but I believe you and Daniel Bryan are about the same age. That's got to really hit home when you realize that, unfortunately for him, it was concussions that are keeping him from ever wrestling again. Now he's revealed that he's actually had, you know, post-concussion seizures, and it really does, it puts life in perspective when you see something like that happen.
It absolutely does, and it's you know, it's almost a double-edged sword where you have, you know, you've earned this, at least in Daniel Bryan's case, you've earned this great life for yourself and you're living your dream, but yet if something like that happens, you're truly forced to choose between your life and your dream. And I don't know how many other occupations would put you in that situation. So it is, you know, obviously getting to the point in professional wrestling where you can perform in WrestleMania or even be in the WWE is an incredible feeling. I feel bad for him that he had to make that choice. He's always been a great guy, you know, from start to finish. When it comes to me, though, in that situation, I do feel lucky in the regard that he had a lot of miles on his body before he got to the WWE.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not saying that Boston College didn't beat my brains out, and Division I college football was absolutely brutal. But he had put those miles on, and he was, God, I think he must have been 18 when he finally said he was done. It was 17 or 18 years in the business, and that'll take a toll on you. I mean, wrestling will bang you up in ways that other sports will not, because you're pretty much putting your body, you know, at the risk of anything. You know, at times you're just kind of throwing caution to the wind or throwing your body up in the air, and wherever you land, you land. And I think he had been involved in a lot of those situations with the WWE. He was a very intense performer. And then even before he got there, he was, you know, he like myself, I think he liked the contact of it. He liked the physical nature of the WWE, and sometimes it's just not in your cards where you have a very long-lasting career because of that, and it's tough.
Alex, correct me if I'm wrong here. I may be completely misreading the situation, but are you saying to bring back the mid-'90s, everyone has a secondary day job gimmicks for everybody, so that way they have something to fall back on?
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm not suggesting that for anybody else. I might take a job. You know, if it doesn't pick up at a rapid pace here, I might take a day job. But no, I certainly wouldn't put anybody else through. It's a tough life, man, and people work their ass off here. So.
Well, you mentioned that, you know, Daniel Bryan for 10 years before he got to WWE. You know, he was all over the world, all over the Indies, and you know, let's be honest. At most indie shows, almost all of them, there's no medical professionals there. It's the old adage of you get hurt, you tape it up, and you just go back out there. And the same thing with concussions. I mean, I've worked at plenty of shows where I see guys get concussed and they don't do anything about it, and that's just kind of the culture, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I think when he started, I don't know if there was all of you know, the concussion. Will Smith is doing concussions now in the box office. I mean, it's a hot topic now, and it's and rightfully so. I mean, it's very clearly affecting people's lives. It's affecting, you know, the way they think into old age. So I'm glad somebody brought this to light. But I don't know if it was really his fault, or, you know, it would be nice in a perfect world to have a medical professional at every independent wrestling show. That's just not the nature of the beast.
Nope.
And I think a lot of times, like myself, I mean, I don't think I've been concussed a lot. However, you know, I'm playing soccer when I'm 9 years old. A ball, you know, gets kicked off my face. I see scars, and nobody, you know, I never thought twice of it. My father never thought twice of it. I still feel like I think decently clearly at this point in my life, but I just don't think the knowledge was out there. So I'm assuming he thought the same thing that we all kind of think that we're in contact sports. You get dinged and you shake it off and you keep going. So. It's really kind of just an unfortunate situation, and couldn't you know, just couldn't happen to a better guy. I mean, it was very tough for me to watch, and on the Stone Cold podcast, he said that it brought a tear to his eye, and it certainly did mine. I mean, it was tough, but I'm thankful for him that he had the career that he did.
Yeah, and if there's anyone that, isn't defined by wrestling, I think Daniel Bryan's a perfect example. I think he's going to do amazing things in the community and use his following, use his celebrity only for good, and that's something that, you couldn't ask for much more, which is great.
He's fantastic, and he's going to be fine, hell of a human being, and I think he's already he's a New York Times bestseller as well, author, so he's doing all right.
Now let's get to NXT. So you beat Bull Dempsey, you go backstage, and you grab a camera. Was there a plan? Because what you said was phenomenal. Like, we all loved it, but was there a plan there? Or you just said, you know what, hit record, and I'm just going to go.
Okay, so just from my perspective, I don't know how it is with anybody else. I would assume that there's plans. There certainly have been plans for me in the past. It was a long, long time ago. So it's hard for me to remember what it feels like and what the approach is for that. But no, man. I mean, what I said into the camera, like I told you guys on the show, last time I was on, I said, I'm going to tell the truth. I'm not. If it puts me in a place that is not where I want to be, I'll live with it, because I'm not going to be anything but myself in every situation this time around. And that was the truth. I mean, it really, that, if you want to call it a promo, it wasn't a promo. I mean, I'm sitting there just talking into a camera. I don't even think they asked me a question. I think they said,
nope.
we need to get some comments on the match. And I was like, okay, well, just, whenever you're ready to hit it. And that was just right after I came out of the match. And this started, the promo, I guess, again, if that's what you want to call it, it started, 3 months ago, when I'm truly sending ideas, telling them how I'm doing, trying to get somebody on the phone. Hey, I have this idea for something that might be cool, or hey, why don't we try this Titantron, or what the hell happened to my Rage, or I mean, I don't know if you noticed, I came out there, it was a green backdrop.
Mm-hmm.
So that was gone. And it's one of those things where I don't know. Again, I'm thankful for the opportunity to go out there, but I just wish that I guess I could get a back and forth with somebody, or an email back, or a text message back, and it doesn't happen. So that's where that came from. I mean, it was me fulfilling the promise that I made to myself that I would tell the truth from here on out, and that was the situation. So that's just kind of what came out.
Well, it's working for us so far. Are there any plan? Obviously, WrestleMania is coming up soon. There's going to be TakeOver. I don't want you to, let us know what's going on. But after that match with Bull Dempsey, the feedback had to be phenomenal. Tell us about how it went with Apollo Crews, because people were tweeting all over the internet about how great that match was this past weekend.
I felt like it went well. I think Apollo is certainly a great talent here. He's fantastic in the ring. I think we match up very well because he does have some size. He has some strength, and so do I. And he also moves extremely well, and I feel like I do too for my size. So, and he had been built on TV. Again, with a guy with a plan, and I think I mentioned that when they stuck the camera in my face. It was like, I mean, I'm watching the Apollo Crews show while I'm rehabbing my knee. I see him eating lunch and breakfast, and his talking to his family. Like, I know his mother's name, and I'm trying to get some rage thrown out there, and I can't even get a response. So that being said, in the ring, it's a good dichotomy of the guy that they do have a plan for, and then the other guy that's just literally trying to make a path for himself. So that's what you got on top of he has been around a while, and he knows his craft. So it was pretty good, but I certainly didn't think it was going to get the reviews or the appreciation that it has, and for that I'm grateful for that. That's awesome.
Big time. So Chuck, you have a couple pop culture questions, right?
I absolutely do.
All right,
All right.
let's go.
So look,
Getting a little
you've talked to us before on this show, Alex, about how, and we've seen how you've used your social media to really get the word out about you, get the rage going, in a way, helped you get back on TV, right? So as someone that's used social media that way, what do you think about Kanye West's recent Twitter rants and how he's using social media?
I mean,
you put me on the spot. I gotta say something that I'm not gonna get in trouble for, or at least I can fight. But no,
he's out of his mind. We all know that.
Yeah,
Chuck
I've
or
never been a Kanye West fan. I don't know what the heck. Didn't he say he was running for president or something 3 months ago? He said he was at a concert and he said, I'd like to take this opportunity to announce that in 2020 I'm running for the
his most recent rant was he went on Twitter to ask if anyone knew how to get a hold of Mark Zuckerberg because he needed money, and then he called himself this generation's Disney, but he just needs enough money to create the greatness that should be created.
Is he broke?
Yeah.
I mean, is he?
Well, he's married to a Kardashian, but
He's lost all of his own money?
No, he's got plenty of money, but he says in order to create the kind of greatness the world needs, he needs Zuckerberg-type money.
Right.
Which don't we all?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense actually when you put it. No, I've always I've never taken to his act very well. I don't think his music's that great either.
I'm glad I'm not alone.
I kind of it's almost like when he comes on the television, I immediately turn it before I can even digest what he says, because it's just complete garbage. If you want my honest opinion,
I like the answer.
I would think that he's looking for attention, but I would think he has enough attention already. If you're going to name your child, what's the name of his child?
North.
Yeah, North. That's it.
I mean, when you have your own sneakers that cost over $1,000, I think you have enough attention. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, exactly, and maybe that's a situation very polar opposite of the Daniel Bryan one, where his fame and success has truly gone to his head and really screwed him up.
Very much so.
Let's check Kanye for concussions.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. The only guy that's ever been pulled out of the music business for a concussion.
Oh boy. Go ahead, Chuck. Next one.
All right. As someone who is a former football player yourself and has been known to root for the Dallas Cowboys a time or two, there's rumors that they want to pick up Johnny Manziel.
Oh, that's not going to happen.
What are your thoughts on that?
Not happening.
Yeah, no, I would. See, and I did hear that the other day on the radio. I don't even know. Chuck, what's your opinion on that? I mean, that's got to upset you, I would think.
I've gone on record saying, and I'll say it here, I am a longtime Cowboys fan. If they pick up Johnny Manziel, I will not be a Cowboys fan anymore.
Whoa, that's strong
words.
Wow, strong words.
And that's about as strong as it gets, right? Because if you're a big fan and you're going to just completely cut ties and not even pay attention to the team, if they pick up a player,
I mean,
I've ever heard of
he's just such a, like, the things he does. I mean, look, maybe he could change, and if he could change, I don't know. But right now, that's my opinion, because every time he gets a second chance, he throws it away. But
when he got drafted on draft day, I think I was watching the draft, and when he was walking to get the jersey or whatever, and he did the money signs.
Oh.
I was sitting next to somebody, I can't remember who it was, and I said, "That's not good."
Nope.
No, it's
I was
not.
like, that's all right if you're a different position or a different sport, but if you're a quarterback in the NFL and you're holding up money signs on draft day and you haven't completed one pass in the NFL, that does not bode well for your outlook on how hard that game at that level is and can be, and now he's learning. Now he's completely embarrassing himself. So again, I do feel bad for him, and he is still a kid, and I can't imagine that the money and the fame, but I just I don't think that it would be that easy just to lock your door and do your job.
Yep.
It would be hard to turn my back on the Cowboys, but I'll be a very disappointed fan.
Look, let's put it this way.
Yeah, me too.
We all know Jerry Jones is willing to sign anyone, but I think that most recent helicopter chase ruined his chances.
Now, as somebody
it's incredible that it took a helicopter to do it, but thank God.
Yeah.
Right?
Now, as somebody that doesn't, I actually don't watch football. Now, this Johnny Manziel guy, can you relate him to a wrestler for me so I can kind of understand? What wrestler would he be to...
Oh, boy. Past or present?
Any.
Wow, I mean, you talk about getting heat.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What
I
persona?
The name.
Yeah, persona. Character.
Wrestler persona.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
I mean, he's very...
Kevin Nash?
He's very pompous. No, Nash had... He deserved his clap,
Nash
though.
backed up his actions.
Yeah.
Glacier? Are we talking Glacier?
Glacier.
Oh, boy.
Johnny Manziel, Glacier?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if there's ever been a guy that, before a WrestleMania, his own WrestleMania match, they go to look for him, and he's on the other side of the country in Las Vegas.
Right.
In all honesty, I don't think I've ever heard of that in sports or entertainment of any kind.
Yeah. Yours to take, Alex.
Don't you think when he walks into the club in Vegas and he's trying to be a big shot, and the club owner on a Saturday night goes, "Oh my God, hey, you're Johnny Manziel." And he goes, "Yeah, man," and the guy goes, "Don't you have a game tomorrow?"
Right.
I think Boogeyman could get away with doing something like that.
I think this is a fair comparison. Let's say Johnny Manziel has the cockiness and pompous attitude of Dino Bravo without the record-setting bench press. I think that's maybe a fair comparison.
I could
Thank you.
accept that.
Okay, there we go. Well, those are fun questions, Chuck. Way to go.
Yeah.
Well done. Well, we've kept you for almost a half hour. See, we start talking to Alex Riley, the time goes by so fast because it's fun. But we don't want to keep it any longer. But yeah, I mean, we just want to say congratulations again. The fact that we've established a friendship by doing this show is great because our listeners support you, and obviously we do. And it was so exciting to see you back on NXT. And every week we're tuning in, just waiting for another A-Ride match. So hopefully that's going to happen soon.
Well, you guys are really at this point the only promotion I'm getting. So
come on,
I'm
man.
not doing it because I like you guys. I'm strictly doing it for a business spend. No,
perfect.
No, you were there from the start, and I do sincerely appreciate it. And I know Chuck. I think I saw Chuck last year at WrestleMania, and I made sure I let him know that because it is the truth.
Are you going to be in Dallas for Mania?
I will be there, yeah.
Oh, good.
I should get there probably Thursday or Friday towards the end of the week, and then sign a couple autographs and have a turkey sandwich and get ready for WrestleMania.
Well, then we'll have to check your schedule.
Maybe
maybe we could all just meet up briefly and exchange a handshake and a bear hug or something.
I would love that if you guys want to go. Well, as Peyton Manning said, I'm gonna have a lot of Budweiser tonight. I'm gonna drink a lot of beers, Jim. Budweiser.
Hey, you're gonna be in Texas. You're gonna be drinking Shiner, my friend.
I was gonna say Budweiser's gross.
You're gonna be drinking some Shiner box.
What happened to the turkey sandwiches, guys?
We're getting turkey sandwiches. Don't worry, Scott. We'll get turkey. Calm down.
I got panicked.
All right. Find him on Twitter at Alex Riley WWE. He is Alex Riley. Thank you so much, man.
Fellas, thank you.
Take
care.
You too.
Bye, guys.
I said it before. I'll say it again. He's the best.
Dude, he's just fun to talk to.
Yeah.
We've always exchanged messages about the Cowboys, and it's I wanted to get his opinion. I knew he'd have something good to say.
You know that ain't happening. I mean, Manziel's not getting signed by anybody except the rehab.
Listen, dude, Jerry Jones is crazy and he loves the kid.
He's crazy, but he's not. There's no way, man. At this point, no.
Look, if Dale was in here, he'd be like, balls, sports, and I feel like he'd get mad at us for talking about this.
You know my favorite thing about him is when he used to dance in WCW?
Who's that?
With the leather jacket?
You talking about Disco Inferno?
No. The Alex Wright.
Oh, wrong.
Oh, who are we just talking to?
Are you being serious?
Shano.
Uh-oh.
Guys, I'm doing a little bit here.
He's Shane Hartline.
Flow with me.
He's Shane Hartline.
Let's continue the bit
now.
right now.
I was trying to come up with the nickname. You know why I paused? I can't remember the nickname of Alex Wright. What the heck was his name?
What was his nickname?
When he was dancing? Yeah, when he was dancing a lot. I
don't know if he had a nickname.
Yeah, he came out to a different name. Damn it! And now
German gravy boat.
The German
gravy boat.
German gravy pony.
No,
he came out as Berlin later.
No, but when he came out and when he was doing his dancing gimmick, he had
the heartthrob or something.
No, it was. Oh no!
If only you had some sort of machine to look these things up.
All right, well then keep talking. I'm gonna find it.
Vamp, no problem.
I'm gonna find it. Oh, the internet's not working.
I love how I must have played that bit really well because you were so disappointed in me, and Johnny was like,
no, my brain, my hamster was spinning, and I was trying to think of the nickname of Alex Wright, and I blanked on it, so I looked like I didn't get you, but I got you. I was just struggling to come up with.
I tried with the funnies.
I enjoyed it.
No, his name was like Dur something.
No,
Das Wunderkind.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Bravo.
Yes.
See,
Bravo.
You're
I'm
right.
not
You're
crazy.
You are dressed for the job that you deserve.
I'm
the boss.
He looks like freaking Stevie Richards today.
Oh, okay.
You got the White Sox?
Thank you. Will you stop? Well, we should probably close out the show.
Okay.
I think it's been a good one, to say the least. So, I don't know. Shayna, why don't you put yourself over?
You can find me at ShaneHartline.com. That's my website where it'll take you to anything that is me or has my face on it.
Chuck Rice.
You can find me on Twitter at crice17. You can find me on Instagram at Chuck Rice. I will miss you guys for the next 2 weeks, but I'll see you afterwards.
Well, enjoy the Oscars.
Yeah, it'll be
dude, steal an Oscar and bring it here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gotta be easy.
Yeah, there's so many of them. They don't give them all out.
Yeah.
Right?
Get one of the technical ones.
Yeah, get it. No one gives a shit
That's
about
the day
those.
before.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I mean, I clearly deserve one too, so...
I don't see why not. I think you should find a way to get an Oscar and bring a backpack.
Then we'll spray paint NWO on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
We're going to
that'd be good.
NWO.
Oh, man, that would be sweet.
That'd be...
It'd be too sweet.
Okay. Scott Narver.
You can follow me on Twitter at Curtain Jerks. You can listen to my comedy wrestling podcast, Curtain Jerks, available on iTunes and SoundCloud. And you can always hear Alex Wright on that show. He pops up all the time.
Yes. He's not the Rat of the Mongoose. He's Das Wunderkind.
Yes, and he's always available.
There, he is always available. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you follow Dale Rutledge at The Walking Dale on Twitter. Let's see, we are at Wrestling Buds on Twitter, Facebook.com/Wrestling Buds. And once again, guys, go to our iTunes page. We've had a lack of reviews and ratings of 5 stars. It really does help us. We have a lot of new viewers and a lot of new listeners, so please go there. I am at Jay Quasto. Other than that, do I have anything coming up? I don't know. I'm going to be in the San Luis Obispo Comedy Festival in early March. You can go to jlocomedy.com for all show dates. Next Championship Wrestling from Hollywood taping is February 28th. Other than that, well, we've had a heck of a show. Thank you to Alex Riley. Thank you to Shane Hartline.
Thank you.
Congrats on finishing the Sluag.
Thank you.
And
thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we had a hell of a fun time with your buddy Mark E this past weekend.
I wouldn't know. I wasn't there.
Well, he told me to say hi,
Yeah, you guys should meet at some point.
You don't care.
I don't think that'd be a good idea.
I don't think you get
kind of
along.
look alike, but...
I get that, Chuck. I get that quite a bit, but I don't see it.
Yeah, he also looks like Chris Pratt, and Chris Pratt hasn't hung out with him yet. So
yeah,
it's like,
exactly.
True.
Yeah.
You gonna bring that one back up?
When is the next Pratt Heartline show?
February 22nd, 9 p.m. on the iOS main stage. It's my big Pratt Greek wedding.
There it is. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week.